must wage what I have called total war against public enemy number one.
I support a change in law to end federal criminal penalties for possession of up to 1 ounce of marijuana.
That marijuana, pot, grass, whatever you want to call it, is probably the most dangerous drug.
Some think there won't be room for them in jail. We'll make room.
I experimented with marijuana a time or two, and I didn't like it and didn't inhale.
And one major responsibility is to encourage people to use less drugs.
Entirely legitimate topic for debate.
Radical Rant.
Welcome back, everyone. 46 and a half after the hour, and we have a very important announcement. The National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws announces the formation of a Portland, Oregon chapter. The local group represents the interests of responsible adult marijuana consumers, seeks agreement with legislature for consumer-friendly marijuana regulations that serve Portland's best interests. Dateline, Portland, Oregon. As the 2015 legislative session approaches, the issue of implementing regulations for the marijuana industry looms large. Lobbying groups have formed representing the interests of marijuana growers and marijuana retailers, medical marijuana providers and industrial hemp farmers, and the cities and counties where marijuana commerce will commence. But until now, no group has stepped up to represent the interests on the other side of marijuana commerce, the marijuana consumers. The National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws, or NORML, has been America's marijuana consumer lobby for over 40 years. The Washington, D.C.-based nonprofit has given the go-ahead for the formation of a Portland, Oregon-based chapter known as Portland NORML to lead lobbying efforts to represent the interests of cannabis consumers. While Oregon approved of commercial marijuana legalization with the greatest margin of any state, over 56% of the vote, most of Portland passed Measure 91 with votes in the 70% to almost 90% range, explains Portland NORML Executive Director Russ Belville. Yet, Portland's representatives in the state legislature and the city's executives are seeking to place restrictions and burdens on adult marijuana use and commerce, clearly out of touch with both the will of city voters and the lessons learned from mistakes made in Denver and Seattle. The key philosophy of Portland NORML is that responsible adult marijuana consumers should be provided the same rights, privileges, and responsibilities as adult alcohol and tobacco consumers whenever practical. For 80 years, our society has accepted and regulated the adult use of two of the most addictive and dangerous drugs, alcohol and tobacco, Belville states. Like booze, marijuana alters perceptions and mood. Like cigarettes, marijuana produces smoke that can intrude on non-smokers' right to fresh air. But marijuana brings with it far less damage and danger to the individual consumer and the non-consuming public. So there is no logical reason why adult marijuana consumers should be treated with any less respect, restricted more severely, and denied the same privileges we extend to responsible adult drinkers and smokers. Portland NORML's lobbying efforts this session will focus on these 10 core principles. Number 1. Maintaining the Oregon Medical Marijuana Program Registry Card System and its privileges. Severely sick and disabled medical marijuana patients must retain the right to possess and grow more marijuana than allowed for adult personal use, to designate caregivers and growers, and to have their marijuana purchases remain tax-free. Number 2, integrating all commercial marijuana production and sales into Measure 91's framework. Adult marijuana users should not have to shop in segregated buildings. Experience from Denver and Seattle shows that segregation inevitably incentivizes gaming the medical marijuana system. Number 3, establishment of adult personal use venues, vapor lounges, or coffee shops. Experience from Denver and Seattle shows that lacking a public place to use marijuana leads to increases in public use citations in the streets and parks and inexperienced use of marijuana edibles. Number 4, retention of the state's sole right of taxation on marijuana. Experience from Denver and Seattle shows that overtaxation of marijuana defeats the purpose of eliminating the black market and leads to the gaming of the medical marijuana system. Number 5, rejection of junk science DUID standards. While we believe no responsible adult should drive a vehicle while impaired by marijuana, we strongly oppose the imposition of per se standards for determining driver impairment based on blood, urine, saliva, or breath testing that only determines that an adult consumed marijuana, not that they are currently impaired. Number 6, affirmation of the people's right to ban marijuana commerce, not the government. Measure 91 provides a fair mechanism by which a city or county can ban marijuana commerce through an initiative petition and a vote of the people. We oppose efforts to grant city councils and county commissions that ability to ban by their vote alone. Number 7, marijuana consumers' right to work. While Measure 91 retains the right of employers to maintain so-called drug-free workplaces, Portland employers should end the practice of suspicionless screening for inactive marijuana metabolites that serve only to discriminate against unimpaired marijuana consumers. Number 8, marijuana consumers' equal rights. The rights of marijuana consumers, including but not limited to the rights of child custody, foster parenting, adoption, bearing arms, seeking organ transplants, and medical treatments, should not be affected solely by the lawful, responsible use of marijuana. Number 9, release of nonviolent marijuana prisoners. No person whose nonviolent marijuana crime was made non-criminal by Measure 91 should remain under correctional custody or supervision, and a protocol for expunging those criminal records should be made available. And number 10, expanded personal cultivation rules. Measure 91's restriction of just 4 marijuana plants per household, along with a landlord's right to ban cultivation, provides incentive to game the medical marijuana system or break the law. We recommend increasing the limit to 6 plants per person, like Denver, and up to 12 plants per household, like Washington, D.C., and providing a means by which an adult could lease personal growing space from a commercial vendor. Belville concludes, Portland can be the place that stands as the gold standard for how American cities can successfully regulate adult marijuana use and commerce in the future. We look forward to working with the city, the legislature, and other stakeholders in crafting that reality. There we go, folks. There is the super special announcement I've been holding off on for about the past couple of weeks. I've been in talks with the folks at National NORML, and they were very interested in seeing a vibrant chapter formed here in the Portland area. They've got Colorado NORML hard at work in Denver, Colorado. They have got Washington NORML hard at work in Seattle. And they and I felt it was time that a Portland-based chapter was formed. Now, there still exists Oregon NORML. And in fact, I'm a lifetime member of Oregon NORML. And for 4 years, I was the associate director of Oregon NORML, 2005 through 2009. That state affiliate is still in existence, and we look forward to working in conjunction with that state affiliate. But we feel that the needs of consumers in the city and the overwhelming support from 70 to 90% that was found in Portland make it a special venue that has its own specific needs. While Oregon NORML will have to work with the growers in Southern Oregon and the anti-pot people in Eastern Oregon, by focusing simply on the city of Portland, we can focus on people who already largely accept most of what we believe, and we can use that to our advantage to convince legislators and regulators in Portland to make the city the premier gold standard destination for marijuana legalization. And we feel by bringing this to the attention of city leaders and state legislators, we can ensure that the regulations that are put forth in Portland do the best for not just the consumers, but for the image of marijuana legalization. In speaking with Alan St. Pierre, the executive director of National NORML, he is of the belief that how things unfold in the cities of Denver, Seattle, and Portland are largely going to affect the perceptions of marijuana legalization throughout the country. We at Portland NORML believe that we can be the best of the three. And by having things like vapor lounges and being able to recognize the rights of adult marijuana consumers, we can show that we can treat marijuana consumers fairly. We don't need to put their marijuana dispensaries and their vapor lounges in red light districts, and that marijuana can be treated like tobacco or alcohol. And through that integration, we can provide a model to the rest of the country to show them they have nothing to fear from regulating marijuana. We encourage you to get involved. If you'd like to get involved with Portland NORML, send us an email at portlandnormal@gmail.com. We're still taking applications for officers and board members. I'm joined in this endeavor by Randy Quast. Randy Quast is from Minnesota. He is a member of the National Board of Directors for NORML, and he is the principal behind Minnesota NORML, which in just the past 2 years has grown from its founding to being a leading state affiliate in the NORML chapter directory. They have done some remarkable work up in Minnesota, educating the lawmakers and the general public on the need, in their case, for medical marijuana, since they're a bit behind when it comes to what the public is ready for. Randy is moving to Portland, Oregon, and wanted to continue that kind of advocacy and activism here in our wonderful city. And I've kind of been itching to get back into the activism game myself. I feel like over the past couple of years, doing 420 radio and traveling all around the country, covering all these business and activism seminars, have given me a perspective and the contacts necessary to provide the leadership that we need to get what we want here in Portland, Oregon. I hope that the people agree with me and that we can build a vibrant and effective chapter here in Portland, Oregon. Our website is not up yet, but it will be. It's portlandnormal.org. And again, our email address at this point is portlandnormal@gmail.com. I have all sorts of plans, not just for legislation and not just for regulation, but also for the social aspect of marijuana consumption. Back when I was with Oregon NORML, we used to hold monthly or twice monthly meetings. At the time, they were just medical marijuana patient meetings. But now, with legalization, and especially, even though that our legalization doesn't take effect until July, Multnomah County's prosecuting attorney has said he won't prosecute any marijuana cases that would be legal as of July. So I think we have the go-ahead to begin holding monthly or twice monthly meetings to give status updates to our membership, to take information and suggestions from our membership, and of course to have a good, fun, social time. We'll have raffles and giveaways and presentations and all sorts of great stuff. We also look forward to putting together marijuana-related events and screenings. I have contacts now with some of the best marijuana documentarians in the world and access to screener copies of their materials. So we look forward to getting that out and being able to show some of these movies to people and have them learn more about the need for marijuana regulation. We also look forward to hosting a marijuana festival in the park and doing all sorts of things to bring the reality of marijuana legalization in a non-threatening, non-scary way to the public, and to do so while looking and speaking and presenting like the professional, responsible adults that we are. So thank all of you for your support. I couldn't do this without the backing of a lot of really good people. We'll keep you posted as things break with Portland NORML. We haven't yet released that press release to the local media. We'll probably do that tomorrow. Stay tuned for Hour 2. Toker Talk Radio's next. I'm Radical Russ. Until next time, take care of each other, Tokers.
This is the Russ Belville Show. The Russ Belville Show is blogging and podcasting daily at radicalruss.com.
You take a seed, you plant it, you grow it, you dry it, you roll it, you smoke it. You take a seed, you plant